Hello.
Hello, Pastor Mike here at City Hall on the 7th,
behind you.
7th of March. Okay. Let's just talk with Chief Capri. Yeah. Chief Capri and I are good friends.
Yeah, we are.
We're good friends. He respects me and I respect him. He's got a job to do and I got a job to do.
Let me start over. Okay, let me get this over a little bit better because I have all the equipment. Let me help you up and we'll start over. Hold that.
Who are you with, ma'am? I'm sorry?
My own thing.
Okay, good.
Myself.
You don't have to show me, I'm just curious.
Oh, I'll just give you my phone.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe
he
you.
does videos for all these types of,
I believe you.
types of stuff.
You can look at my stuff.
Okay. Hi, Pastor Mike.
I gotta
here.
walk in this meeting. I got 2
Okay.
minutes I gotta go in this meeting.
Okay. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, out here with Chief Capri.
Yes.
And Chief and I have an understanding over the last few years about what I consider to be the treatment of the homeless. He has a different view.
I disagree with him.
He disagrees with me. Okay, but that's all right. Good people can disagree.
That's right.
Okay, as long as we all are respectful of each other's views. He's got a job to do, and so do I.
You guys are like totally far away.
Okay, there you go. All right. He's got a meeting to go to.
Yeah, I gotta get in this meeting. I really can't stay. So I gotta go. I gotta go.
All right. Okay. I'll see you.
That's fine. I got him in there. That's okay. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Well, Chief Capri, I really don't have a problem with him. I have a problem with the policy makers. He's a policy executor. He executes the policy.
Uh-huh.
All right. So my issue is that the city manager, the mayor, the city commission, they all have a run the bums out of town mentality, and they're dragging their feet on the shelter. I have no clue why it's taking so long to build a building. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
But the most important thing is that they don't want to start to help people until they build their building.
Why not have a campsite or have something going until they get that?
They don't want to do that. Okay, they don't want to do that. So.
It's like, and they can get some, if they just allow it, it's like they can allow that to be the campsite, the people would go there because they have to have someplace legal and that would be out of sight, people would be happy.
Yeah, true. Well, they say, a campground is unsightly and it's a sanitation
But that's out
problem.
of sight.
Huh?
That's out of town, everybody would be happy.
Well, sure, but they've never had a operator and security. Okay, so they complain about.
But there's so many people, especially there's a lot of the people who are homeless who are really good and who would maintain it really well. There's a lot of people.
Right.
It's like, I hate the way they think of some of the people.
It's awful.
Some of them I know would be able to run it really well, and it would actually be really well organized, and it would look pretty good there too.
True.
They would keep it clean and keep it short.
Yeah.
And they would be strict and probably kick out.
Well, I've asked them to get Catholic Charities to run a campground like they do in Pinellas. There's a place called Pinellas Hope in the west part of the state that has a campground that's well run, well managed, it's clean, and it's the basics. Okay, but people have a place so they don't have to sleep outside.
Hey, what about home? What if we all just switch over and help home and have them open their?
Well, that's an option. Halifax Urban Ministries. I do volunteer with them. Okay, they allow me the honor of taking people to their doctor appointments and to the DMV to get their IDs and stuff like that. Anytime they need transportation.
So all they need is funding, and they already got the building. They already got it all there.
Well, that's above my pay grade. Okay.
No, but I mean, if that's all they need is funding, and they already got the building made, they already got it. All they need is funding, and the building.
Well, there's 92 beds that are ready to occupy, and they're stonewalling that.
So, but the money here, they still need to build a building, and it's out of sight. It's out of, and here it's right here downtown, in the right place. So right now, what is your signs? Tell me about your signs, your new signs.
Oh, my new signs?
Yes.
Well, the new
Explain your signs.
Okay. The new signs were stop homophobia and stop the war on the homeless.
I'll get them. I'll put them up. That's pretty cool. Where'd you come up with the idea?
Huh?
Where'd you come up with the idea?
Well, I've been reading articles about homeless issues for 5 years, okay? So I pick things that I like and then I personalize them and so on. So I'm happy about that.
And I think they're pretty
You know,
cool.
we have the YouTube channel, Daytona Homeless, and we also have Daytona Homeless Community on Facebook. And your site, Daytona Homeless Advocacy. So social media is a good platform for us. And we're happy.
So, and after this, we'll all be going inside the city hall and.
What time you got?
I don't know. Okay, I guess that's it.
All right. To be continued.
For our children, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for our children. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
Hello. Hi. So, we're at the protest with that Pastor Mike's doing at the City Hall in Daytona Beach, Florida. So, and you decided to join him.
Yes, I did. I've never met him before, but my name is Lynn. My last name is Smith. My journey came from Tallahassee, Florida, where I was at the Leon County shelter. So I know what it's like to have a thought, a habit, an action, and a result. And I'm hoping the result is that whatever we are asking for today alongside Michael Pastore, that the homeless world do get a chance to get a shelter, and we cannot wait.
You're welcome to join in.
I also wanted to let you know that I've been doing this journey since 2012, and it has not been an easy one. This is the 4th county that I've come in contact with in homeless journey, and I finally, on February 23rd, got arrested for a city ordinance called Notice of Trespass.
Wow.
But I would like to let you know that there'll be a lot of times where just one person like myself or another would just want to rest their head and find a place to sleep. I was a victim of stolen identity. I had to go and get my identity replaced. I had to go and get a way to try and find a job, but some of these places don't want you to have a job. They believe in second chances, but they don't want you to have a job unless you have a living address. It's very hard for me right now to even explain to you why I'm here, but it really does matter in the existence of action, not just the feeling. I have to choose in order to make that big decision what's right and what's wrong, but it's not about what's right and what's wrong. It's about to survive the life that I have been led and do it each and every day, and to extremely see that if it is existing in somewhere where I come from, which is homelessness, it's not a permanent decision. It is a temporary, and I hope everybody gets the chance to get that blessing. Now, if somebody sees this for the very first time and knows what it's like to actually live in a homeless world, good for you. I do know that you really are pushing for Michael Pastore. You're really pushing for somebody who would stand up with the courage. I want you to remember the word courage, because courage is going to be the stand and the foundation and the rock for the homeless world to build, to get a second chance, no matter what the case may be, no matter what the matter may be. I stand behind the mayor if he believes in courage. I ask him to stand behind that courage and stand behind that faith and hope, that there'll be actual leaders out there that would want to stand behind it. because courage cannot stand against it alone. We need other supporters. We need other leaders. If I have to ask for and call out, go to the capital. Tallahassee's got proof. I've been there. I've seen a tremendous amount of change. People don't want to see change in homeless world, but I can focus on seeing a courage of change for the better. I want to see AAs and A meetings each and every day be open up, no matter whether it be morning, afternoon, and nighttime. I do not want to see somebody go down the road and then get put into jail because of something that they had done wrong, when they know that they could walk into something and walk into a service that they can get the help and the use for. I do have to say one thing. In order for me to get where I need to be and stand here in front of this camera, I had people like you helping me. And I need that help from you wherever you're at. Even if it's an LCSW, even if it's a mayor of a city or a county, even if that I have mental health advocates, homeless advocates like Michael Pastore that can really help even the ones who are victims. I call out to the prostitute, I call out to the alcoholic, and I call out to the drug habit. Have the courage and stand up for yourself, because there's going to be a time and a place for you not to permanently be where you're at. But there's going to be a time where we could say, we're going to speak life over your life and speak into an existence that there's going to be a chance for you, a hope for you before things pass away. I lived in Tallahassee. I lived in Leon County, watched people go DOA right away because of their drug habits, because of their addictions. I don't want to see that happen here in Volusia County. I'm calling on courage. Do you have the courage to stand up for those who are homeless like myself, who were put into a position but explained I could have been something in Volusia County, but I had somebody steal my identity. I had somebody steal my money from me. All that was saved up, over $1,000 to $2,000. I just want you to know this is not an easy journey for me. And I come from a Leon County homeless shelter. If Jacob Reeder is out there, Sammy is out there, anyone that I speak of, Peter, anyone, Pastor Beth, Pastor Greg, if you see me, Pastor Dinez, Pastor Jeff, anybody, come out, speak on, unite, embrace, do something, comment something. We gotta form the courage. We gotta have courage now to stand for the homeless. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, we're going to go and stand and hold up some signs.
Okay.
Thank you.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Union is behind us. We shall not be moved. The union is behind us. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the water, we shall not be that's planted
Your
by
sign is cool. You made that.
water. We shall not be moved.
Very nice, Kristen. Yeah, I know. I know too. He's all full of fun. He's a lot.
Black and white together, we shall not be moved. Black and white together, we shall not be just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be.
That is a
We shall not be moved. We shall not be just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
Okay. Please tell me your name and tell me everything. Tell me about the homeless issue and being out here with Pastor Mike and as he's standing. Please tell me what your story, please.
First of all, you gotta understand what this is about.
Yes, please explain.
Okay, now this is the new slavery. If you look, even the city got incorporated. It's a corporation that started slavery, and that's all they're doing. If they arrest an inmate, if they're willing to get $229 for them, and if they are sick, they get $449 for them. And when you find out who really own the jails and prisons, because they're private companies, they're not state or federally ran, just a few. You know, like for instance, the one in Atlanta. This is what people gotta understand.
So it's better to arrest the homeless than to put them in a shelter.
Yeah.
That's
They
crazy.
get money from them under Title VI and Title 11. They get the money from the federal government every year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the cops even get the money. They get the grants under that also. January and August.
Oh my God.
They get paid to arrest you.
Holy cow.
It's not about guilt or innocence. It's about money.
So that now I get it when I hear people say they make money off the homeless.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Anybody they arrest. You know, and you ain't got to commit a crime, just get arrested.
Oh my gosh.
But they got a recourse to take also. The homeless can they can file lawsuits and stuff for
Wow.
being wrongly arrested. Just don't plead guilty or no contest. Because the guilty and no contest the same thing, but they gonna tell you it's not.
Wow.
Plead innocent. Well, you know.
Well, you're educating me.
A lot of things happen. I mean, come on. 15 AR-15 guns stolen from the police department, and they haven't recovered them. What'd that take? Okay. And, you know, they blame everybody for the murders around here. They take your DNA, which they shouldn't. And who could be the ones that do it? They ain't gonna bust themselves if they did it. Why they won't take their DNA? Put them on the line. Let's see. Let's see if we can catch the killer then.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, we are people. And if people stand together, they have no problem. They don't want to do that. They're too busy worried about me and I. Okay. But if they want to go somewhere, first of all, you got to do like you're going to do to school. You got to put God back in it. You ask why people are being murdered and shot all the time today? Because they took God out of school. You ain't going to listen to him, why he going to listen to you? And half the people on the street, they ain't praying. So hey, the devil gets busy. They won't blame themselves and say it's it's my fault. Oh, it's everybody's fault but theirs.
Right.
So, if they want their life to get better, they gotta go on their own knees. They better learn how to kneel down and pray, and ask for forgiveness. If they want something, God already know what you want. He'll give it to you. Sometimes you gotta ask, sometimes you don't have to say nothing. He said, I will supply your every need. I don't want the every need. They want the wrong thing. You gotta reap what you sow. Call it karma. Anything else you want to call it. Whatever you do is coming back to bite you. So, my cow is dead. I do not need the bull.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We shall not.
So,
We shall not.
thank you.
Oh, we
Bye-bye, Lulu.
Bye-bye. See you later.
shall not be just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be.
How's everyone doing today? My name is Ethan Trudeau, and I'm going to make it as brief as I can. It's about urgency on the homeless situation. Everyone is speaking about this in town. I'm sure we've all heard about it a million times. But the issue that we're running into is it's not being done quick enough. And the slower we move, or the slower everything moves, the more hostile the community gets. The community right now, and that starts going on to the officers, things like that, is then the community starts attacking the homeless situation or people that are trying to help the homeless, things like that. When I was in Tampa and Illinois, they have it set up so nice. The libraries in the area, and other thing, our library, I don't know where the library is, but once in the libraries, psychiatrists, things like that, mental health workers, that in public areas, food banks, it's a connected circle. So even if we just put the homeless shelter in, and we just put it off by itself, we need a interconnection or it won't work. So all I'm saying is urgency. The Brown and Brown thing is really upsetting that they got that money and we still don't have a library, we still don't have the homeless shelter. Very upsetting. And we really need to make moves, like badly, very badly, or it's going to get worse in the communities. The people will get angry, I promise. All right, thank you very much.
My next speaker is Mr. Larry Adams, and on deck is Lynn Marie Schmidt.
Hello, my name is Larry Adams. I reside at 424 North Charles Street. Most of you probably know me. And the United States has the biggest jail and prison population in the world. The reason why is because under Title VI, they get grants for the money on the top to arrest people. When the jails are run by private companies, not by the state or the federal government. So when people go and get arrested, there's no rehabilitation or anything. They're left without anything. The cops get bonuses to arrest them. The jail get what, $249 an arrest for a regular person. For a sick person, it's $449. They take like little aspirins from DB's signature. The whole bottle costs $1. They sell it to you for $12. There's so much crookedness going on. It needs to be cleaned up, and the people need to be educated. I'm also a civil rights activist. I'm also the one that started deoxynucleic arrival acid, or DNA. I wrote the guidelines for the state of Florida and the United States on criminal rights. So I know what I'm talking about. The jailhouse guards cannot even make an arrest because it's a private company, not state or federal government. So what you need to do is improve your jails, train your police officers, get them better educated, and things will be a lot better. You know, everybody they don't want the homeless in their neighborhood. But they want them in jail. So this is what your problem is. So you need to correct all of this here and get these people home that they do need, and stop some of these people in these little housing authority and stuff from taking the money and putting it in their pocket and buying themselves homes and apartments to sell and rent out on Section 8. I think my time is up now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Lynn Marie Schmidt, and on deck is Mike Pastore.
To each and any one of you, good afternoon, good evening. It's a privilege to be here. I've never actually had the privilege to be invited to speak in front of the council where I came from, which was Tallahassee, Florida, which was the capital of Florida. I've been through a lot of changes in my homeless world. I have seen most of the homeless get worse while I've been here for the last 3 weeks. When I first got here, within that 24 to 48 hour period, I got jumped right out of the Greyhound. Got stolen money and got my ID stolen also. It's very hurtful to have to go through something within 183 hours, then get put and arrested for an inconvenience of a city ordinance, that which I do not understand at one moment, at one time. Being placed behind a building, notice of trespass, but being a forest full of stuff and ditches, and I was told it was still within that city limit, or it was still within that border of where the property line is. So right now, as I speak, today marks a very big decision for all of you with the shelter. In one body, it's not a permanent destination for us. I only have 55 seconds. I'm going to place the process, and it begins by thoughts. Plans to take on and build, encourage to begin the process for others who don't have an entrance or a way to open up what is the homeless world. Then make a decision. I ask the council to commit and don't give up. Decision making is a crucial part of all of our lives. Every time I see a homeless person talk about an unfulfilled dream, I ask them why they haven't taken action. No excuses. I explain to them some in the homeless world, they don't need for any resources or any money or any time. What they do need, and they will need, is serious decisions to take action. The intake of all the clients, a shelter staff that is considered and registered and certified, chores for those clientele, and for people to go to school and work, and to have open availability of job fairs and employees coming to. Thank you for this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next speaker is Mike Pastore, and on deck is Doyle Lewis.
Pardon me, Mr. Mayor, film at 11. This one's for the city attorney. Okay, Pastor Michael Pastore, 1508 Virginia Avenue. Mr. Mayor, City Commissioners, I am a community organizer of Daytona Homeless. That's my community site on Facebook, and also on Twitter, and also on Instagram, and also on YouTube. Community of citizen residents experiencing homelessness, advocates, and good Samaritans. There's a war on the homeless in this city. The run the bums out of town mentality is alive and well. Mr. Mayor, you chided me for treating you like S-word for the last couple of years, and I would just counter that you've treated the homeless like S-word. Okay, so so we have a dynamic dichotomy where that's concerned. You were quoted in the Huffington Post by saying that you didn't want to be disingenuous, that you want to remove the homeless from areas of the community that are trying to do business. Well, Mr. Mayor, I'm not down with that. All right, we don't want to be removed. We're citizen residents experiencing homelessness. If you don't respect our existence, then you can expect resistance, political pressure, publicity with no sacred cows. I'm a student of the civil rights movement, and back then they used to sing a song called "We Shall Not Be Moved." We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We're not going anywhere, okay? Whether it be on a street corner, or Breakers Park, or City Island Park, we're going to go where we please on public property. My friend Brad Carter has brought you the Homeless Bill of Rights, and what we heard is crickets. So he will be here, or another member of my committee will be here to submit again the Homeless Bill of Rights for an up and down vote. And we'd like that to happen. Thank you.
Our next speaker is